We are going live, and as you know, it is the eve of the new moon in Pisces, and I'm bringing the reading to you now because this is when the energy was asking for it. Like I don't know, not as much with the full moon, but definitely with the new moon, I tend to get like earlier nudges before it's actually time to do the reading, and then I get kind of strong, you know, pushes to finally do it when I'm supposed to do it. I try to keep it, near the new moon. Sometimes it's a week before. That's happened before. But here we are, the eve of the new moon. So before we get into it, if you want a card pulled for you tonight, you'll drop your name in the chat. I am pulling affirmation cards today for everyone who asks for one. And if a tarot card also wants to come through for you too, I will bring that as well. So make sure you put your name in the chat. And towards the end of the message, we will do an affirmational card or a tarot card or both, depending on what wants to come out. But for right now, it seems like the affirmation cards are dominating the day because the spread is completely full of affirmational cards. Okay. So if you want that at the end, make sure you just throw your name in the chat and I will get to you at the end. And the replay will be out in public. So if you have to dip for whatever reason, you can get your card still. Okay. So let's talk about where we are first, okay? We are in the final stretch of Pisces season, and Pisces is the sign of disillusion, of releasing what no longer belongs to you so something new can take its place. It is the season of deep body knowing, of trusting what you feel before you have language for it, of letting your intuition move ahead of your logic. This is also the last new moon before Aries season begins. Ew. Happy birthday to all my Aries coming in the door. And all of my Pisces on the way out. It's been a interesting Pisces season, but we're entering the zodiacal new year, if you will. So this is the time that we get to plant something from this deep feeling place, right? Before we, start moving into Aries season where we're going to be asked to kind of take all of this action and move, right? So for right now, we're still in the water. We're still in the knowing. We're not in Aries season yet. So Pisces asks you to plant your intentions from feeling, not from what makes sense up here, right? Not from what's realistic, but from what your body actually expands toward, right? Because here is what I know to be true. Expansion is a yes, usually a fuck yes. Contraction, when you feel like that's information too, right? Your body already knows what it wants. And so tonight is about just letting your body speak. So if you feel it in your body, write it down. Don't judge it. Don't question it. Just put it down, Okay. Um, and the energy of this new moon is sitting in the sacral chakra, which is why, I always do this. I always do this. The sacral is orange, but I'm burning a yellow candle, and that is the solar plexus. I don't know why those two, I feel like they just go together for me because the sacral chakra is about where you receive pleasure, but the solar plexus is about being enough, right? And I feel like if you struggle with receiving pleasure and abundance, you also oftentimes struggle with that I am enough, right? Like I have to be doing something, I have to be active, I have to be proving myself in order to be enough. Whereas the sacral is like, girl, you already enough. You don't need to do another thing? Okay. So the energy of this new moon, like I said, is sitting in the sacral chakra, the center of desire, pleasure, creative power, and receiving. So, this is the chakra that Black women are often told to shut down, right? To stop wanting so much, to make our desires smaller so other people stay comfortable. And tonight, we are not doing that. we're moving through what I call a threat to the script spread. And this is a spread that we use for all of our new moons. And this time when I pulled, the affirmation cards dominated. Like I brought out the tarot deck, but it just wasn't. I don't know. I kept trying to shuffle the tarot cards, and I was like, "This isn't it this time. It's the affirmation deck today." So we did the Wisdom Del Alma, 44 affirmations to activate your inner diosa, right? And so for those of you who are just making it, hi, Alicia. Thank you for the rose. That's beautiful. Um, I love that too because we're blooming. Actually, I have on my You Gon' Grow Too, the Bloom tour, the You Gon' Grow tour from Duran, and it says Bloom on a lot of the attire. Anyway, so if you're just making it in, at the end of this, I'm gonna pull affirmation card for you if you want it. So you put me or your name, whatever, in the chat, and I will. Yep, see, Alicia. Yep, exactly. It's like right on time. Am I saying your name right, Alicia or Alicia? Um, but yeah, let me know in the chat if I'm saying that right. Um, my name is Theodora, Empress Theodora. So I like to always ask because people like figure out a way to butcher my name, even though it's phonetic. There's no way to really mess that up, but it happens. So I like to always check. But yeah, so put your name in the chat, say me, and I'll make sure to get you an affirmation card. Or if you have a like question, I have the tarot deck here. I don't know if the tarot is gonna cooperate today because the affirmations were like really coming in hot. Okay. So we're gonna go through that threat to the script spread, um, and talk through the cards that came up. And then we're gonna go from just reflecting to thinking about what we actually want to plant come this Aries season. So any seeds that you want to plant for them to bloom come Aries season, this is the time to think about it, right? Because Aries season is gonna take off like a rocket. Okay, so let's take a moment and just kind of settle in before we get into the cards and stuff. So wherever you are right now, just take a moment, like stop what you're doing for a second. Just put your feet on the floor, lower your shoulders, right? Because we'd be sitting at our desk and we don't even realize we're doing this all day. So lower your shoulders, right? Check out your hands if you need to, just take a moment, stop what you're doing for a second, you know, just pause. And let's just take a deep breath together. I'm gonna light some more Palo Santo while we do that. Oh, I shouldn't have blown on it. I blew it out. Hold on, y'all. Sorry, let me put this on before I start breathing on it and blowing it out. My bad. Yeah, this one catches fire pretty good. Okay, let's take a deep breath in and out. Okay. And feel free to keep breathing throughout this, right? Because what happens sometimes when we do these readings or when we start reflecting, right? We start to feel it in our body because we feel the ways where we've been shrunk. We feel the ways where we've hid. We feel the ways where we haven't been authentic to ourselves. And something that I wish more people would share publicly is the grief that they went through when it came to learning who they were and learning how they had mistreated themselves all that time because they didn't know who they were, because the grief that comes with that is so real, right? So that happens, and sometimes, it's hard to swallow. So as we go through this and as you hear things that you're like, oh my God, how could I have ever treated myself like that? Give yourself a break, breathe through it, ground through it, and just know that we're here and we're in community together, okay? All right, let's do this. So, the first card, I'm actually going to tell you guys a little bit about this. So, the first card I pulled was this gorgeous card here. Look at her watering herself, right? So I see myself as a priority. I nurture myself like a garden with holy water, sacred sun, and tender words. I deserve to feel well emotionally, mentally, and physically. Mothering myself allows me to mother others from the spring of my well being. Okay, there's a plant theme here, Alicia. So that's beautiful. But I pulled this card on Sunday, right? And I just left it out. I kept it out all up to this point so far because I knew that it belonged in today's message, right? So this is how it kind of works for me. Sometimes it's just like I was pulling for myself and then I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna keep this particular card out because we're gonna need to talk about this one." So my body knew before I did, and that's Pisces energy right there, right? Like trusting before you fully have the language to understand what you're trusting, but you just trust it because your body told you, like, hey, they gonna need this, you know? And then the second card, which is also the last card in this spread, is as I heal myself, I heal my lineage. I create a lineage based on consciousness, compassion, and love. As I do the sacred work within myself to undo toxic behaviors, I liberate myself from the patterns of families past. I break generational molds and I carve a new way for the next generation. So this card shows three women. They're standing together. So sit with that image because these two cards together are the entire reading. So they are the seed that we are planting tonight. Okay. So the thread to the script spread is about what we are releasing, right? So the first position of this spread is the script that you're releasing. So we start there. So the script that we are releasing tonight is this, that in order to be good, a good mother, a good friend, a good partner, a good coworker, a good daughter, a good whatever insert title you carry, you have to put yourself last. That self sacrifice is love, that depletion is devotion, that if you are not giving until it hurts, you're not really showing up for the people you care about. Okay. Pisces season has been asking all of us to dissolve the identities and stories that made us feel like we had to earn our way through pouring out. That is the script. And tonight, on this new moon, we're releasing that shit. I'm hot now. Busy talking. This is what happens. Okay. All right. So that's what we're releasing tonight. And that's why I mother myself before I mother others is in the first position. Okay. Now, the second position is the disruption, which is the part of you that threatens the script, which is this card. Look how pretty that card is. It's so beautiful. So I tend to the needs of my inner child. I listen to the feelings, the little, oh, this one is always so hard. I tend to the needs of my inner child. I listen to the feelings of the little me within. I tune into what makes her sacred or hurt. And I comfort and honor her by listening and parenting her in all the ways I desired. So, the way you threaten that script, you parent yourself, you tend to the little you, the one who just wants to be held, to rest, to play, to feel safe, right? People will tell you to put away childish things all the time. But those childish things, the softness, the delight, the need for comfort, that is how you refill. That is how you heal. The disruption is quiet, right? It is you listening to yourself the way you listen to everyone else. Um, I remember something as small as there's someone I was with for a long time, and when we first were dating, they loved all my little quirks, but over time, when you start to get over somebody, you're like, "Oh, I can't stand anything that this person do. I wish they would just go away." Sometimes that happens in not so good relationships, but I don't realize I do it because it's just a part of who I am. But like I might be out in public and I start singing to myself or like, let me tell you something really good. I start humming and I don't even realize I'm doing it, you know? And they would just be like, shh, you're embarrassing me. And I'm like, but I've always done this and I, you know? And those are sometimes the little ways that we kind of get away from, our inner child is just like trying to be these serious fucking adults. And let's keep it real. I feel like this is just my perspective and my perception on us as adults is that we're all just playing pretend because none of us have a manual on how to be a freaking adult, right? Like we just grew up and here we are figuring it out. So there's just no manual. There's nobody that says now you're an adult, you have to be 100% serious all of the time. Like, where they do that at? It's just so parenting that inner child is huge. And I will say that can feel like a weight after not having necessarily had it for yourself growing up. So be easy with yourself as you start to parent and you learn how to, what do they call it? Gentle parenting, how you learn how to gentle parent yourself. Um, Because, yeah, it can be challenging, so be easy with yourself. We don't have a manual for that shit, like, how to be an adult, how to parent, I don't have a manual for that. People have written stuff, but we all still figuring it out, you know what I'm saying? So, be easy with yourself. Okay, position 3 is the truth. Isn't that a pretty card? These cards are gorgeous, I actually really like these. This is a gift, so I really have enjoyed this deck. So, I am safe to share my authentic, true self. There is medicine in my words. I remind myself that I can only be truly seen when I allow myself to be heard. I open myself up to the full expression of self. This is the part of you that knows. The part Pisces has been activating all season, okay? That deep body knowing that lives underneath all the performing and the explaining and the shrinking. When you tend to yourself, when you mother your inner child, when you stop performing depletion as love, your authenticity is what becomes the medicine, right? Not just for you, but for everyone watching. You give people permission, right? The truth that refuses to stay quiet is this: you loving yourself out loud, it gives other people permission to do the same. When you witness somebody in their quirks and their funky glory and just being who they are through and through, that gives you a little bit more permission, excuse me, every day to be yourself. So imagine if you embrace who you are. Like I finally had to accept I'm a hippie and I'm just gonna I'm a corporate hippie. I'm a big contradiction, you know, and whatever. I don't give a fuck. Like, you know what I mean? And I've had to embrace that, a lot more and more. Um, and it's given other people permission. Like people even much older than me, where I'm like, I thought you were yourself through and through. And they're like, no, I'm just getting to be that myself. And, seeing you do XYZ has helped me. Like, and I was like, wow, okay. So it's generational. It's individual. It's like, so you give people permission to be themselves, right? And this is what embodied visibility is all about. And this is the sacral chakra working itself out in real time, right? You have worthiness. You are worthy to show up, to be abundant, to be pleasured, to be, to just be you, to play, right? To be free. Okay. Position number 4, the resistance. We don't like that would be resistance stuff, but this is the resistance part. Another beautiful card. I allow myself to break, for broken is merely a temporary state, right? When we break down, it is simply a pause from wholeness. It is a moment to readjust and piece ourselves back together, bone by bone, stronger than before. So here is what we have been resisting: the breakdown. Because don't nobody want to break down. Shit, I had a my own personal breakdown Friday night, and I came out of it, and I was like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" But then I was like, "Why are you judging yourself? Just feel it. You needed it. Move on." Like, it's okay to break down. That's the thing that a lot of us resist because it feels weak, right? When it's not, right? We have been staying strong. We've been keeping it together. We've been keeping it moving because if we break, who holds everything? Who takes care of everybody? But you cannot tend to yourself. You cannot tend to yourself. Talking to me too. You cannot tend to yourself if you will not let yourself fall apart sometimes. Broken is not permanent, it is a pause. It is your body asking for what it actually needs. So, this new moon, plant the permission to break. That is not failure. That is how you become. I heard y'all. Okay. Put that one in there for me. I was listen, y'all, I was boo-hooing, snot coming out of all kind of orifices. I was just like, ain't that serious? But it was. I needed to like have those moments. And we all do a lot of times. But um I'm about to write this piece actually about just black folks being like a ticking time bomb. And I say this because I've been watching a lot of certain types of shows. I don't want to give too much away because I'm gonna write about it. But what I will say is something that I have thought about as I'm watching these shows is how are we all not just crashing out 10 times, 20 times a week because of all the things that our lineage have been through, all the things that we carry on an individual level? So when we have these like minor breakdowns that we feel like are a big deal because we never break down, like be easy with ourselves. I'm telling myself too, we gotta be easy with ourselves because from all that I know that we all carry and hold on to, it's a wonder we haven't crashed out every hour on the day. You know what I'm saying? So let's be easy with ourselves. Now, the rewrite. I love this picture. Look at that. The three generations of women. It's gorgeous. Actually, it reminds me of this picture that my grandmother has in or had in her home. I found the art recently, last year maybe, and it is such a beautiful um photo or painting portrait. So okay, let's talk about this card. You become the woman who heals her lineage, not in spite of choosing herself, but because of it. So again, look at these three women, right? The one in the back is the one who came before you. The one in the middle is you right now in this season doing this work. And the one in front is who comes after, right? Your daughter, your niece, your community, the women watching you, watching this live right now, right? These are the people that come after. Okay. So what you plant tonight, you plant for all of them. So this is kind of the energy of worthiness into a new beginning, right? You don't wait until you're whole. You step off of the cliff because your body said so, right? And you heal others again by healing yourself. It's so beautiful, right? And that's the script that we're breaking, that we're threatening, right? When we do this work and when we show up here in Pisces season and beyond, is a new way to be strong, right? A new way to hold everybody down by holding ourselves down first. Because guess what? When I am more resourced, when I am more mentally clear, when I've had the chance to break down, fall apart, take care of myself, and put myself back together again, guess what? I have space to show up for others. I allow others to see what it looks like to not perform, but to witness softness, right? To be yourself, to just let it all hang out. Like that song. She's mighty, just letting it all hang out. She's a brick house. Okay, so she's the one, the only one built like an Amazon. Okay, I could not complete it. Okay, so here is the message of this new moon in Pisces. Taking care of yourself is not selfish. It is not a luxury. It is not something you can earn after you've taken care of everyone else first. Hey, Google, Can you please play All of Your Love? No. Hey, Google, can you play All of Your Love by Luke James? Sure. Your Love by Luke James. New deco. Thank you. Okay. My brain couldn't rest until I changed that song because it was driving me crazy. You guys can't hear it, but I can hear it, and it's driving me insane. Okay. Google is really playing me, y'all. They played another version of the song. This is not the version I wanted to hear. Okay, we're gonna fix it after. It's close though. It's better than what I was playing. Okay. So, like I said, taking care of yourself is not selfish. It is not a luxury. It is not something you earn after you've taken care of everyone else first. Taking care of yourself is the ultimate flex. Sometimes the most loving thing you can do for the people around you is give them space to figure out how to care for themselves while you model what that actually looks like. This is not the generation of do as I say, not as I do. We don't do that anymore over here. Do as I do, witness, watch, see, you know? This is not speak when you're spoken to. We're not of that anymore, okay? We are dissolving the old script tonight and we are planting a new one in the sacral, in the space where desire lives, where receiving is allowed, where your wanting is not too much. So, right now, before we pull some cards for folks that are on the live, ask your body, what do I actually want? Not what's realistic, not what makes sense, not what would make other people comfortable. What does your body want? Go with the first thing that comes up, right? And then let yourself feel it expand towards something, right? That expansion is your new moon intention. So plant that. Okay. So I want to pull some cards for anybody who wants it. Um, First, let me change this song because my brain is going to break. 'Cause clearly, Google is trying to mess with me. Like, Google has heard me playing this song on repeat for the last 48 hours and it decided to play the whole other version. It's hilarious. Okay. So if you want a card, an affirmation card, a tarot card, because you got a question, go ahead, throw it in the chat, and we'll get to it. And if not, I'm gonna pull one big one for the audience. Scares. I might still do that, even if people have a card. Don't everybody speak up at once. Go ahead and put it in the chat if you want a card. If not, that's okay. I'm gonna give it a few minutes. All of your love. I really like this song. It's giving a little bit of a Prince vibe with this version of it. All of your love. Okay, so I take that as a no, that people don't want a card, which is fine. So I'm gonna pull one just for the overall audience that's here. I'm gonna do an affirmational card, and then we're gonna log off. This one is specifically for our live audience or anybody who catches the replay, but pulling this one in real time. Okay. What? You need something? You okay? Okay. All right. Sorry, y'all. It's my cats. One of my cats, I should say. Okay. Oh, I love this. I hold space for all of my emotions and I cradle them with devotion. And on the back it says, I am the guardian of my well being. It is my acceptance of all my emotions that I find freedom. I listen to the wisdom of my emotions and let them teach me. I witness them and I learn. That's exactly what today was about. It's about just witnessing your emotions and allowing yourself to feel them. Look at that gorgeous artwork. It's beautiful. Really like this deck. So that is today's new moon reading. And thanks you all for being here, being present with me. Um, and I will see you all next time. Have a wonderful rest of your new moon tomorrow and a good rest of your week. We will see you all next time. Okay. Bye.